Hi, good evening to all. I welcome you to this new batch of Data Analyst. I'm here with, Prerna ma'am. We're going to basically go over to the data analyst, one of the simplest way to start earning dollars in North American continent. And this is the beauty of this track. You don't have to do programming. You don't have to do, much, what you can say, worry about technical difficulties and all those things.
Clean the vertebrae.
Simplest way.
It's actually so damaged that it's
Starting.
putting pressure on the nerve that is the spine.
Hello. Somebody want to speak something? Somebody want to say something? Okay, no problem. So yes, these are specifically designed, classes for all of us to understand the simplest possible tool called Excel and couple of other tools. We'll have an overview. First, we understand the data analysis basics. Then we move to Excel. We try to achieve data analytics processes, via different functions available within Excel. And we try to steer away from programming, and this is a specific way. But if you want to do a deep dive, I can definitely guide you in terms of how we can achieve better Excel analysis with programming, and we are with you on that basically. So today it's kind of overall introductory session where we'll have a look at what are things we're going to achieve, what are things we're going to learn, and how an employer in North America or Canada can lead us to a job of 100K plus. That's the major intention. This is job oriented course, and we are going to work together. It's not a cakewalk, I know, but yes, there are certain processes, certain learning for every one of us. Are you with me? Are you with me? You might say yes, or we can hear you, so that I'm quite comfortable.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. And this is the way I want it to be responsive in terms of you share your experiences, you share your learning. If you have any difficulties, please speak up. Don't bother about you are interrupting me or not. But yes, this is how we're going to progress in terms of learning. And unless and until you respond, unless and until you ask questions, I have no way of knowing like you're understanding what I'm trying to say here. I'm a talkative person, so please, let me say this ahead. The more we discuss, the more you will understand, and this is a gradual process we are talking about. Okay, Prerna ma'am, do you want to go ahead, please, as an introduction? Hello. Okay, no problem. Let's go ahead. So first slide basically talks about, we are talking about data analysis with Excel. So predominantly we are looking for a new revamp training with Excel. Now we are normally using.
Hello. Hi, Ravindraji. I'm sorry, I was unable to unmute myself.
No problem. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. So a very good evening to all of you, and good morning to Ravindraji. Welcome to all for this new exciting batch of data analysts. And as Ravindraji rightly explained, this is a beautiful track, very easy to understand and very much in demand, wherein you do not have to worry about the technical difficulties like knowing the programming, the coding, or having the technical background. But here with the help of understanding proper concepts, basics of Excel and other things, and with proper practice and dedication, you are ready to get placed. Okay, trust me on this, because this is one of the very famous and very active track of Guruschools. So this is about the track, and thank you for choosing this one, because it's a fast forward track to getting placed. Okay, that's what we call it. And for my introduction, let me go ahead and share a few bits about myself. I'm Prerna Karlekar. I have been working in IT for more than around 15 years now. I've completed my master's in computer application from Mumbai University, and I started as a developer, initial career. And after that, I moved from team management, team leader, project management, then PMO. And right now I'm actively working as, in one of the MNC banks into data quality and, managing people, managing quality, managing multiple projects. So along with all that, teaching is my passion. And I really like the way careers and lives get shaped at Guruschools. So here I am trying to help you out and enjoy these sessions with you, learn a lot from you, from your experiences, from your sharings. and ensuring that everybody gets placed very soon and understand the new concepts and new learnings of life. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity for introduction, and as well as again a warm welcome to this session. Thank you so much. So Ravindraji, over to you.
Thank you, Prerna ma'am. Thanks a lot. It's really a great start, basically, right? So we are looking for a easiest possible track to start earning. So this is a job-oriented class, and you might have heard on 6 pillars of it. Okay, before that, let me give my introduction. I'm Ravindra Pandey. I have around 28 years of total experience. I do corporate training from the last, 15 odd years. I roam around 18, 19 different countries to deliver such trainings. Data analyst is one of the most prominent, easy to start working type of track. Just to give you an introduction, basically, well, to start with, every thing in IT is all about data. Are you with me? Could you understand what is data? Whatever we convert in terms of collect the information digitally, we call it data. So when I create an address book, be it something like Ravindra Pandey, Mumbai, such and such birth date, such and such zip code, and so on and so forth, these are all we are talking about elements of data. And today we're going to understand what is the data, a kind of theoretical definition. We're going to understand how do you include these data in an Excel sheet in a simplest possible way. Should we type always? Should we gather data from somewhere? Should we retrieve data? What is the data analysis? And these are the things which you're going to start working on today. So we're going to start the overall thought processes of learning data analysis as a track. Believe me, this is one of the most easiest track. And Guruschools 6 pillar offerings are there to help you to get onto the job as early as possible. And we normally work in parallel whenever we have to achieve our target within least possible time, right? And so on and so forth. So we'll try to achieve our target of grabbing a job as early as we can. So there are some great elements in these 6 pillar offerings from Guru School. So the overall length and breadth of this track is 6 to 8 weeks, and this designed very carefully in terms of understanding the total data analysis concept for a corporate American and a corporate Canadian companies, where we'll try to understand how we collect data, how we analyze data, how we clean data, how we present data, how you answer questions based on the data. The questions like, if you look at a mark sheet, it might be a paper-based mark sheet, but you observe, right? We read through those mark sheets. We read in between the lines. We might say, okay, yes, my kid have achieved maximum in maths in marks. But yeah, he has some challenge with either English language, Spanish language, or whatever it may be. So these type of observation carry a lot of weightage, lot of understanding of the data to start with. So for first and foremost objective is basically to understand, to observe the data. Are you with me? Could you understand what I'm trying to say? Anybody have any contradictory idea?
No, sir. I can understand what you're saying.
Sure, great. Let's do one thing. Before I start on 6 pillar, could we have a quick round of introduction in terms of, your name, where do you reside, and what type of experience do you have in terms of any experience, be it a teaching experience, be it, experience in India while working with any IT company or any company for that matters. This will give you a good background about you in terms of how I can further customize me and Prerna ma'am, how we can customize this course for you specifically rather than the generic course which we had been doing for a couple of batches here. Okay, so this is kind of trying to understand, trying to collaborate with us, and try to get the overall training accustomed to the our exact needs. Okay, could we go on alphabetical manner? As I can see, Amita, could you please start?
Hi Ravindra, this
Hi,
is Amita Konduri. Yeah, myself, I'm from US, and actually I'm working as a teacher here
Wow.
in Texas. My background is masters in computers,
Wow. Okay, good.
But yeah, actually, but because of my husband jobs, we have to go like we went like different places, and with kids, I couldn't continue in
I can
IT.
understand.
I quit, and almost like since 6 to 7 years, like 7 years, from 7 years, I was in this teaching in school, working in school.
Uh-huh.
So now my kids are kind of grow up. They are taking care of themselves, so they don't need me much. So I thought I'll come back. I'm trying to come back to IT.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. So I'm trying now. I heard
Yes.
the data analytics is a kind of it's a good opportunity. It's giving good opportunities, and it is kind of say I have bit gap. My pretty much interested is coding, but I have
Mm-hmm.
such a long gap. So I don't know whether I could manage or no now. But I felt this track will be easy for me.
Definitely.
So
Otherwise, we will make it easy. Please don't worry. And
yeah,
this is the
thank
common,
you.
scenario where we might have quite a good amount of, female gender, which is specifically targeted to start again or kickstart the career again to make sure you start earning some good sizable amount rather than petty amounts which we might get doing simpler job. We specifically we Indians are better statisticians, better data analysts, better observer, and you might have learned in the simplest possible way. We do difficult tasks quite easily, and that's our culture. That's how we brought up, and that's what we're going to use in terms of how to learn and how to start earn as early as we can. And so I'll explain in terms of six pillar in couple of minutes. Let's go over with the further introduction, and please be vocal about it, please be frank about it. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go ahead with Arvin, could you thanks a lot, Amita ma'am. Arvin, could you please go ahead?
Sure. Hi, sir. My name is Arvin Abdullah. I am from Dallas, Texas. My background is mechanical. I'm planning to change my career to IT. So I'm starting with data analyst.
Mm-hmm. Great. Have you worked anywhere, Arvin, before?
Yeah, it's a mechanical company, it's not an IT.
No problem, no problem. Wherever we have worked, we might understand in terms of how data can be handled, right? Even our day-to-day life, we have an address book in our smartphone. That's a kind of a typical, list of contact we talk about, where we have validated or we collected that data, we build some information. So I might have say 2000 contacts in my phone book. That's the data I'm talking about, and we're going to analyze such data to understand how do you handle these data, how do you present this data, how do you get inference from such data. So it's a simple enough. Okay, and that's what we're going to learn in the next few session and all. Thanks a lot, Arvind. You want to add anything, sir?
No, no.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Most welcome. Dipti ma'am, could you please go ahead?
Hi, my name is Deepti Goparaju. I live in Chicago. My education background is I did BSc Math, and then I did MBA. After I finished my MBA, we came to US and on H4 visa, so I couldn't work till my kids grew up, and now they are in 9th and 5th grades respectively. So since 2 years, I'm working as a teacher in school, and I was never interested in IT. But when I heard about data analysis, it took me to my math background, and as I did MBA, so I think this is a good choice for me to make my career in.
Definitely. And who all have worked in maths, we might use a good number of statistics and probability into our analysis to understand the data more, to get the overall inference out of data in depth. Okay, we might have some extra classes on statistics and probability wherever we can have a deep dive so that we can earn better dollars. Because when you are from a mathematical background or accounts background, data analysis does help you a lot. And if you're thinking of something like building some mathematical model in terms of how the analyzed data it's coming out to be a graph chart or some pivot tables, we normally tend to learn a different mathematical terminologies, and this is for all. We're going to understand what is a sample, what is a population, how's the trend analysis look. how's the decision analysis looks, and so on and so forth. And we're going to work on that. So definitely, if you are working in a if you know maths in a good details, like the MCs of world, like the whoever have done engineering and all these things, so it's going to help us out in a great way. Okay, that's really great, ma'am. Do you want to add anything, Deepti ma'am?
No, sir, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Golet, how do you, can I call you Sandeep? Sandeep,
Yeah,
sir?
that's Sandeep is good. It is Galat.
Galat. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Please go ahead, Sandeep, sir.
Yeah, so my name is Sandeep. I'm in Dallas, Texas. So basically, I've been in, I was in a hotel background for almost 10 years. We used a lot of Tableau and Excel, a lot of data, market trends and things like that. So I've been in the insurance business for the last 2 years. So again, Tableau's come up. So I've been kind of interested in, kind of learning pretty much how we come up with that data, how data analysis, put those data together. So that's kind of why I'm here, to kind of expand my career. And my company has a lot of positions for data analysis and data analytics. So I just kind of want to learn further.
Great. And you've said very crisply, like, yes, data analyst opportunities are coming like left and right. And as an analyst, basically, the main intention is to observe and create a decisive point from the huge amount of data. So you might have a data, let's say employee salary data of 1,000 employee. But when it comes to, when you convert these data digitally, you can do a couple of clicks and start understanding the data in terms of who is the topmost, cost to my company, who is the, bottommost cost to my company, how I can basically bridge the gap, or how we can plan the next year's promotions, how the company's operational cost will look like after that. I don't want to go into financials on the first day, but this is how we analyze data. In a typical company, if you have such a data in your Excel sheet, with a click of mouse, you can analyze that data within minutes. And this is how we're going to learn. This is how simple it is. Okay. And as Sandeep have clearly shared with us, there are lots and lots of opportunities available. Only we need to grab it out. Another thing which I want to share with you, and we'll do it with the 6 pillars as well. We have to start working in parallel to get our profile prepared, to get our resume prepared, where we might add good amount of good looking terminologies in our profile, where we'll try to understand how we can beautify our profile, how we can marketable, make it more marketable like a hotcake. So we are going to, kind of do a makeover of our profile, and there are good senior HRs available wherever you get an, posting of RRRP sessions, so resume preparatory sessions. There you might join that session. Mostly, I believe Tuesdays, Thursdays, and some weekend special batches to make sure if you are working, you might not be able to join Tuesdays and Thursdays batch. But yes, there's one in the afternoon, one in late evening, so you can join the late evening as well. And there are batches on weekend also, specifically for the people who are working long hours, or some, if they are in like a Pacific zone and all those things. So there we're trying to understand how to start working on that as well, because it's a process. We need to understand you as from the HR point of view, how you are best in what all things, about the basic instincts, the attitude, the technicalities, and so on and so forth. So progressively we build our profile, we get in line with the business requirements, and then we basically build our LinkedIn profile, build our social profile as well, so that if any HR organizations checks upon you in terms of on LinkedIn and other social profile, that's a normal scenario in North America and Canada. So we need to get those profile also aligned with your resume, so that you look like a package, and then we normally put this package to the job market, so that you can grab the job offer as early as possible. Normally, once you start giving interview, it might take a couple of weeks to get a concrete job offer in your hand. To get the job offer which you are looking for might be near to your home. Right now, with the God bless or China bless, we have remote working, so you don't have to go to any company. or might be they want to call you like once in a month or once in a blue moon, depending upon the company's policies and procedures. But here we are trying to get ourselves aligned to the job market. We get a job offer whichever suits you, and then you normally start working. And then even me and Prernaji, we are there to help you out even on job. If you are using any new tools, and this might be a possibility because data analysis is evolving processes. If you look at, let's say, 10-15 years down the line, earlier there was no data analyst as in job. They might have research or MIS and all those type of positions, but now we have specific positions for data analysts. Do you analyze data, you observe data? What you do, you convert the Excel data into English like sentences, like, okay, this quarters looks good in sales and something like that. And this way we normally process the data on our own, and then we present this data to the management, present this data to the client, and so on and so forth. That's how we're going to learn data analyst. Okay, and then if you start early, we reach there early. Don't wait for these discussion sessions to end, because this might take 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Again, depending upon our hands-on practices, depending upon the queries, depending upon learning together kind of scenario, there might be longer or shorter period. But please don't hold on to yourself for starting on resume preparatory sessions or joining those sessions. And we are all here to work together as a team. I can clearly see there are lots of candidates from Texas. So please do help us each other in terms of you are having any questions, any discussions you want to do it on your own, or sharing your worksheets, sharing your ideas of getting things done better in a faster way, and so on and so forth. If you feel you're not really great in maths, you might get help from whoever is great in maths, and try to understand the concept. I'm in India right now, and Prerna madam is also in India. So for us, we are in the we are available in your night. We are trying to available in your first of the day, but still there might be a question you want to ask right then and there. So please put it in a group. This group is specifically for data analyst enthusiasts. So that's why you can ask all the questions in the data analyst group, and we'll basically discuss this thing within you, and whenever we can peep in, we'll definitely answer all your queries and questions. So please don't hold on to your queries and questions. That's my humble request. Sandeep sir, do you want to add anything, sir?
No, nothing else.
You're good, right? No problem. Hetal ma'am, could you please go ahead?
My name is Hetal Bengadia. I did my master in finance, and currently I'm located into the Houston, Texas, and I do have a retail experience, and that's it.
Wow, good. So you might have played around with lots of data points, like point of sales, which products are sold better, and so on and so forth. Is that right assumption, madam?
Yes, sir.
So normally what we do, we try to analyze these things, like, okay, if I'm selling let's say a specific company's milk more, I'll stock that company's milk more, because I can improve my sales by leaps and bounds. And over the years, this is how we specifically target our niche area within that complete retail mall of chains. And this is how we specialize into certain things. And this is how we learn, this is how we basically make ourselves more evolved, more matured in a progressive manner. Similarly, in data analyst also, we also choose our niche area. What do you like? Do you like, a generic data analyst better? Do you like a specific clinical data analysis? Do you like a specific retail analysis? These are analysis types based on the work area, and so on and so forth. So we try to find our niche area also, but that doesn't mean like we need to work on that niche area only. If you get a job on that niche area, well and good, but otherwise we'll grab a job offer, whichever comes first, whichever suits your need, and then start working. And in the side by side, we might start looking for better fit And this is a normal scenario because, we have to start earning some point of time, right? And that's the, I think, main intention of us in starting up data analysis, which is short and sweet and simple track, where we can start earning as early as third week, fourth week, because to get our profile, to get our LinkedIn and all the social networking site in order might take a couple of weeks, and then to market, then to start get interview, and then to get a job offer. So these are the steps, these are, you can say, obstacles, or these are the things which we want to cover in the next few weeks. Okay, so be with me, do ask question in terms of if you stuck anywhere, if you want any help, and we are there to help you out. We, in the sense, me, Prerna ji, and the HR coordinator, we normally have a kind of team working for you to get the best possible job offer is there for you in the market. And please help us to help you out and grab this offer as early as we can, as quickly as we can, and we still keep learning. After data analyst, you might start data scientist, where you might get a job offer of 200K plus. Here we are targeting for 100K plus job, right? But in data science, it's really great thing. But yes, then there's a programming involved, which might be, include some sort of a technicalities and all as well. So right now we'll have first simple step and start earning. That's the main intention we are talking about. Anything you want to add, Hital ma'am?
No, sir. Thank you.
Right? No problem. Maithili ma'am, could you please go ahead?
Hi, sir, and hi, friends. My name is Maithili, and I'm from Texas. Due to some commitments, challenges, and work permit issues, I couldn't work. So, and didn't had a good channel also to start up. So, thought of starting now.
Great. Have you worked, ma'am, in past years or so?
No.
No problem. No problem. This is also good, and you might have used Excel, right? So we are using the simplest possible tool here to understand how to do analysis, how to present result, and so on and so forth. So there's no challenge. If you haven't worked there, please don't worry. But if you have a question, please be vocal about it, okay? Because then we'll talk about some organizational policies, organizational process, how to adapt to them, and all those things. This might be a good learning for you in terms of we need to cover that barrier, and that's how we basically do it in a step-by-step, simplest possible way. Okay, thank you, Maithili ma'am.
Thank you.
Raja, how do you pronounce, ma'am? Raja or Raja?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Yeah, my name, Rajya Lakshmi, Rajya.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. I attended previous last batch also, and I've joined again. I'm currently a housewife. I quit my teaching job so that I can concentrate and get training and become a data analyst. So here I am. I've done my BSc Computer Science, Math, Statistics, and Computer Science, and MCA from India. I worked in Axis Bank in India. And in US, I worked as a computer science teacher. Yeah, and my children are in middle school now, so, and I have some free time, so I really wanted to pursue my dream of becoming a IT employee. So that's what I am focused right now. I want to become a data analyst.
Great. You got your profile prepared, ma'am? Is it ready?
Yes, sir. My resume is all ready. My LinkedIn and everything is ready. I'm just preparing for the interview questions. I'm not yet ready for the interview, but but I want to be ready maybe in a month or so.
Sure. No problem. And yes, we all have our personal what you can say challenges, and we need to work on that. And please let me help you in that as well, if we can in any way, right? But
Sure.
please work on profile, please work on interview questions. We normally do discuss, like, this is the most asked questions during the past interviews and all those things. Me and Prernaji will guide on that, and we might need to prepare something like script or answers, so that we type some text, we try to practice in front of a mirror. The question like, tell me about yourself, question like, what do you mean by data analyst, and all these most frequent question we prepare with some sort of script. So whenever interviewers start, you can really start answering the question with the full confidence, and the confidence should ooze out of your communication. And that's how we prepare as far as the interview goes, so that the interviewer will be comfortable with your answering, and he really thinks, yes, this person can really do the job for me. See, if you look at the overall American and Canadian market, you want to say something, ma'am? Please go ahead.
No. Yes, sir. In our session also, when my resume was finalized, they asked me to speak to you and Prerna madam to so that to train me for the interview. So I thought I will prepare for a while and then I'll talk to you both.
Sure, definitely. Okay, so that's we might have a one-on-one, or we might have an extra session for a technical interview answering, and so on, so forth. So please don't worry. Please do be active. Please do let us know when we can have, and we can go ahead on that as well.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks.
Thanks.
Most welcome. We have Reja Sijas. Ma'am, pardon me, how I pronounce your name?
Hello, it's Regia.
Regia. Okay, hi. Hi, Regia, ma'am. Sorry for that. The pronunciation might be a bit different from the words we normally use, so please pardon me on that. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, that's okay. So my name is Regia. I'm based in Phoenix, Arizona. I have done my bachelor's in electronics and communication engineering from India. And I came to US in 2010, and I was on H4 for a while. And I started working in 2015. And I have worked in various domains like customer service, banking, then healthcare, and insurance, but it was all non-IT roles. And my last position was an HRIS analyst. Right now, I'm not working. So right now, I'm trying to get into a data analytics role.
Sure. And this is real. I believe you have all these arms and ammunition in your pocket to start fighting, to start earning. Believe me, means the way you're explaining the domains and all. These are the most data intensive domain we are talking about. Be it healthcare. Right now, due to COVID challenges in terms of the medicinal supplies, there were lots of failure and lots of learnings. And within the healthcare, the data analyst is a prominent role now, because they do analyze. Because these medicines are highly perishable, so the transit might take some time. The cooling in transit, the distribution amongst the various zip code, the understanding of the spread, and all these we do through data analyst. And there are some data scientists who leads our way, and this way we build these solutions to transfer the COVID medicine from, let's say, a St. Louis manufacturing plant to LA, to California, to Phoenix, and all those things. We have good number of companies in Texas, in in Arizona also, which are making these COVID medicines for specific purpose, specific flavor of COVID. And then as a data analyst, we plan this efficient travel. The travel where we might distribute the medicine on the remote zip code as well. And this is how we are basically helping healthcare, helping all the other industries like retail, even in education, as far as the data analyst. And that's what we're going to learn in the next few sessions. Great, ma'am. And I'm really, we are lucky to have you. If you have any domain specific understanding of any hands-on experience we are describing, please explain for everybody else. See, we're going to learn from everybody. Even I am learning, because there are new things to learn. Please be open on learning, and these are domain specific understanding, like how do you work in let's say healthcare domain. And Reja madam can help us out to walk that last mile. There are domain specific data analyst job also which can pay premium, and that's how with these discussions, we can build that gap also. We try to earn some better amount, like 120, 130K a year. This is how we're going to learn. This is how we work in a team. Are you with me? Could you understand what I'm trying to say, sir, madam?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's how we're progressively going to learn, one step at a time. Let's not make hurry, but let's try to understand a bit of technicalities, a bit of working, how we can get Excel help us out to do this business analyst in a step-by-step progressive manner. Do you want to add anything, Reja ma'am?
No.
Thanks a lot. Ryan sir, could you please go ahead?
Hey, this is Ryan. Good morning or good evening, everyone. So I have 16 years of IT experience, and I completed my Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science in India. And currently, I'm in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and I'm still working. I was for first 7 years I was a C++ developer. Then I moved into a support role and the project management role. And currently, I'm working in a financial and mortgage-based company where they use a lot of data analytics and data analysis things. Opportunities are there. So that's where I decided to learn data analytics so that I can do a job change or a different role, move to it.
Yeah, wow. So we're going to help, we're going to understand from you if you have any, challenges in terms of all these domains, like, I spoke earlier. So we're going to learn together. So please do vocal about, your challenges, the way you handle Excel in past, how it's different from the discipline process of analysis. See, every work culture has some specifics in terms of how do you do it right, how do you do it effectively. And similarly, here also we're going to learn how do you do this data analysis effectively, intelligently, in the least possible time. How do you use Excel? If you might want to learn some sort of a commands, programming is normally we keep exclusively out, but we might use some smaller commands, a singular line command, where we, by copying those commands into Excel, we can get working. We can get the Excel working for us more effectively, more efficiently, and intelligently. That's what we're going to do. So yes, we might need your help in that as well, sir. So please, share your ideas whenever you can, and we can basically learn together. We can grow together.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead, sir, please.
Sure, that's all.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot, Ryan, sir. We have another, training called Business Analysis, Project Management, Scaled Agile, and a Safe. Whoever have, a number of ITS of experience, they might go into the leadership roles with those training. It's a kind of fast track compressed course where we try to complete these 4 different or 6 different, rather, we have Agile Scrum also in that, 6 different tracks within 2.5 months or 3 months. So please have a look at that introductory sessions or the YouTube sessions as well. And yes, don't limit yourself, to attending this session. Please have a look at our older session also. Whoever haven't called their access to the Google knowledge base. What do you mean by knowledge base? We have some knowledge archive. We have previous versions of our data analysis classes recording there. So whenever you get time, please have a look at those sessions also. Most probably you just have to share your Gmail ID so that I can share that Google Sheet with you. And whenever you have time, might be hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, or might be while working, you can have a earphone in your thing and have a look at those sessions also. Because Excel is not a rocket science. Here we are talking about the simplest possible way to start earning as early as we can. And that's how the more you prepare, the more you can put in efforts right now, the more, earlier you can start working, the more, earlier also we can help you to start earning. And I think that should be our intent, right? So please work on that side also. Whoever haven't got those Google knowledge base access, please do share your, Gmail ID in our WhatsApp group, and I'll make sure you'll get added in next couple of hours. Okay. So thanks. Thanks a lot for your answer. Let's go ahead with Surya. Surya, sir, could you please go ahead? Or madam?
Hello.
Hello, Surya madam, is it right?
Yeah, yes. Hi, sir.
Pardon me. Please go ahead, ma'am. Could you please
No,
introduce yourself?
I just joined it, so I.
We are trying to understand where do you stay, if any experience you have in the past, and how we can learn from you as well. Please go ahead, ma'am.
No, I didn't work. I just want to start now.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. No problem.
I don't have any experience. Yeah.
No problem. No problem. So this is for you. This is one of the most simplest tracks we can offer, and this is basically all aligned towards grabbing a job offer as early as we can. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Surya ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Sayed sir, could you please go ahead? You want to add anything, Surya ma'am?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Sayed. Most welcome, ma'am. Sayed sir, please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is Syed. I have completed my engineering in computer science and also master's in IT. And I worked as a network engineer and in operations and financial sales representative. I am in Toronto, Canada.
Oh wow, good, good, good. So yes, since work in IT, he have done IT as a basic bachelor's. This is really great. That helps a lot because then other IT tools as well, and that's how we basically master ourselves in specific acquiring job offer, specifically in, let's say, dashboarding, MIS. These are the tools which we're going to learn to understand and to represent our data for the top management. And this way we might basically learn how an CEO CTO looks at the data, what type of data points we want to share with him or her on daily basis. And the dashboarding is one of the most effective, or MIS, or uh, MIS system, or what you can say, project dashboarding systems are one of the few tools used by top management to understand how the organization is doing in terms of profitability, in terms of sales strategic alignment, and all such scenarios. So this is basically, we are going to understand how we make the organizations more profitable, more business oriented, or as we call, business augmented organization, so that they can be more profitable, more growth in terms of earning potentials, and so on and so forth. So all these things we're going to learn within these data analysis training capsules. Okay, Prerna ma'am, do you want to add anything to this, ma'am? No problem. So here, Prerna ma'am is also have a specialty in data understanding. She's specifically quite great in terms of business analyst and the subsequent process. So with the data analyst, you can also start applying for business analyst role as well. With the data analysis, you can normally start applying all the other analytical roles where you can grab the job offer, whichever comes to you, whichever suits your need as of now. That's why we have these course also added business analysis as a learning as well. This is not a very detailed business analyst learning, but you'll understand the policy and processes, how we do the business analysis, which is similar to the data analysis in many ways. So it's just like with a small addition of a few sessions, and we are good to apply for business analyst position also. And that's how we'll reach there as early as we can, very effectively. Okay, if you have any questions, please do ask, please stop me. Okay, I might be continuing talking on and on. That's the way, that's a kind of, you can say, a defect. But yes, we need to address that thing together. Okay, now let's go ahead on 6 pillars. You might have heard this thing from Dev sir. You might have heard it from the HR coordinator also. But let's review this thing, and let's try to work out how we can basically accustom ourselves into these 6 pillars. So the first and more important pillar is instructor-led training. This is not recorded training. Of course, we do play some recordings so that we understand in depth. Like if Ravindra is speaking to you on a specific topic, let there be Prerna ma'am who can basically explain it in much detail. There might be some point missed by Ravindra and addressed by Prerna ma'am, and this is how we normally go through at least couple of tutors, couple of mentors explaining the same topic to you. So after a session, you might find some YouTube link I am sharing for a particular topic. You might have these links within the Google knowledge base as well. So please do have a look at those training videos by other trainers so that you can understand in depth. If you have any confusion, you can ask in next session. You can ask on a WhatsApp as well, and we might have some extra call to make sure like you understand the topic in depth. Okay, so we are there for you. We are there to help you out in every step of the way. We're going to work together for next 7-8 months, where we'll try to understand how you can be comfortable in your job so that you don't need any extra help, and you can keep doing that job effectively, efficiently, trying to basically climb the corporate ladder within North America and Canada. That's what the overall intention of this instructor led training. So it's like 6 to 8 weeks of instructor led training. Me and Prernaji are working with you in every step of the way, and try to grab a job. We're going to help you with interview questions. We have a library of questions, and then we might work you on job support also. So if you find any new tools on your job, where you're working, we might include that thing in our session. We might discuss that with you first, get the thing rolling, and we might include that tool in our next data analysis training as well. Right now we are basically have Excel as a major tool. Then we have an overview session of Power BI, Tableau, Microsoft SQL, MS SQL, a kind of learning how to retrieve data with a sequential query. That's the kind of small programming part we do have with us. Okay, so all these 3-4 tools makes us a complete data analysis package, and you can all include this tool's name in your profile, and that's how we're going to work with you in terms of getting those learnings, applying those learnings to earn good amount of dollars from either comfort of your home, or you might have to visit the office. Either way, we are fine with it. But yes, we might find a remote job if that's what you're looking for. This is for you. We are helping you out, but you need to grab that help. You need to work on that. You need to put some effort in terms of doing homework as well. Second pillar is certificate. We do give you a certificate where you can mention it on your LinkedIn, mention it on your profile, and then which might act as a documentary proof or an artifact, as we normally call it in data analysis way of working. What are artifacts? A document, might be digital or a physical, which you can present as a sufficient proof of doing some process. So like training, artifact can be certification of training completion. So that's what Guruschools is going to give you after you complete this training with couple of conditions attached to it. Then the third is resume preparation. This is the most important in terms of getting your profile, getting your social media presence also in alignment with the job we are looking for. Because normally over the last good number of years, we have understood how the HR in North America and Canada works. We have really senior HR people helping you out to understand how we can do it the best way. What are the wordings you might include in your profile? Does your hobbies and fun activities really make the job more attractive, or your candidature more attractive to the employers or not? What type of hobbies you should mention? What type of answers you might give, like if they ask you what's your best and worst quality? And these are the quite frequent questions. We need to work on that proactively, so that whenever we answer these questions, we are well within our comfort zone to answer such questions also. So we don't do any ooh and all those blackberrying, as we normally call it. So we are going to prepare you in terms of a complete package or a really hot candidate for a given employer, and that's what we want you to work with you. But yeah, the best person to polish you is yourself. So yes, your efforts are also needed, and please do work with us. That's what my humble request to you. The fourth pillar is interview preparation. Like I am talking about the frequently asked question. So you might work, or you might want to prepare some sort of a script, some sort of a type a page or a written page, wherever somebody asks a question, and if you can read it from that, it's really good. It sounds confident. Try to do it in front of your mirror. Let's ask a question to yourself. Tell me about yourself in the 6-7 sentence or within a minute's time. and do write a 6-7 sentence and try to practice in front of a mirror, and you'll understand how you can improve, and you are the best judge of that rather than anybody else. And on top of that, to make it a cherry on the cake kind of scenario, me, Prerna ji, and the HR also going to help you out in terms of how you can answer in the most confident way, in the most happiest or a content way, so that the interviewer feels, wow, this is a great candidate and this is what I require. Okay, let's grab him or her and let's start working. And this is how we have to create that impression, create or cover that last mile of getting a job offer. And this is how we are going to work with you throughout these processes, throughout these learning steps, in a gradual manner. Then client interview preparation. There are some vendors. We normally take a consultant job offer because there are some pros and cons to employee and to consultant. Mostly in RRRP sessions, all these senior HR will explain you in depth. But still, when it comes to client interview, the final interview, we might have to work on our pronunciation skill, our speed of speaking, and various other extra things as well. And that's what the specific about client interview. If you clear that, you'll have a job offer in hand. So it's kind of the final goal we are talking about, to final goal for the victory. And that's how we're going to work together on the client interview also. And then, as I talked about, the project support, ongoing project support and technical assistance, in terms of if you forget anything, as a human, these things do happen. You might be kind of, you might couldn't concentrate on a job on a day or something like that. Then we might help you out to how we can basically get all the obstacles in terms of checking with the right person in terms of what I missed, and how we can basically understand next time these things didn't happen. How to basically be right, at a right time, at a right place, and those kind of scenario as well. So we are basically trying to evolve as an employee. Quite a few people who are not worked in North America or Canadian work culture. We want to understand what are the changes from Indian counterparts to North America or on Canadian employee counterpart. What are the things they really look for? What are the things they might ignore? And those understanding of how to work in the most effective, efficient way on a given job, so that we keep the job. We also try to understand how we can get the best appraisal, how we can appraise yourself for a given job. You might start learning a new technology as well, and that's where you might get a good salary raise. We might get a good, better positions within that company as well. And this is the kind of career progression or a constant career evolution we are talking about. And that's the project support helps you out in day out on actual job. Anybody have any questions on these 6 pillars?
No, sir.
Yeah, good, right? Thank you. Do you want to add anything, Prerna ma'am? If I missed out anything? No problem. No problem. Let's go ahead. So now let's understand what is the data. We do analyze data, right? Analysis is more towards the operations, towards the observations, or toward converting that data to an English-like format, where I might say the sales is good in the current month. Let's improve it a bit better for the next months also. This is what we can say, fine tuning to the business. And this is how we do it on a day in, day out basis with the data analysis. But let's try to understand what is the data. Technicality, data refers to the facts and statistics collected together for a reference or analysis. So data we collect for analysis or a reference. Reference in terms of, let's talk about, address book. So my address book is like first name, second name, third name, address in terms of particular address, street address, county address, zip code, and so on and so forth. And the phone number, if you talk about the address book, in a given phone number. So here, just from an idea, we've explained what type of data elements are we looking for. So data is basically a kind of each of these information or part of that complete sentence we talk about. Ravindra Pandey lives in Mumbai at so and so zip code. His age so and so. He has so and so educational qualification. So these are all points are basically a singular data, or in Excel we normally analyze that as in cell. So there's a row and a column intersection is normally called as a cell, which is a kind of singular data. So data refers to the facts and statistics collected together for reference or analysis. So data normally gets collected for reference and analysis. So we normally collect data, we store data. What do you mean by store data? We include this data in our Excel sheet. You might have a row with Ravindra Ramesh Pandey, Mumbai, near IIT Mumbai, birth date so and so, educational qualification so and so, so bachelor's in engineering, bachelor's in law, master's in law, master's in finance, and so on and so forth. So this way you might have a complete record on Ravindra. And these records can be just a single row in your Excel sheet. And that's what the record or the information we talk about. So information is normally keyed into Excel in a form of row, or that's what we normally refer as a record. All those different columns can be different categories like first name, age, birth date, street address, house address, locality, zip code, and so on and so forth. Though this you can call as a category or types of data. And that's how we collect and store data into Excel sheet. Easy enough to understand? Anybody have any difficulty in understanding what is data, what is record, what is types and categories? Let me show you how we do in actual Excel, so that whoever have a confusion might work on that in terms of how to create a record. Okay, let me share my Excel. Could you see my Excel on your screen?
Yes.
Yes.
I believe all of us have seen these screens earlier. This is what we call spreadsheet. The most part of our screen is covered with the spreadsheet, and this is like one is my row. I have selected a row. I have selected a 6th row. I have selected a 10th row. Could you understand this row concept?
Yes.
Okay, and then I have clicked on something like E. E is my column. So A, B, C, D, E, L, M, N. These are what we call columns or the types. So when you type data, or when you try to start to create a data, this is like if I'm creating a record for Ravindra. So 1 is my serial number. I might put in here called serial number. Second can be name. Oh, so this is like name, right? So this is like Ravindra, that's my name. So I'll say name in the heading. This is what we call header row. Normally, first row in my Excel sheet is my header row. Then I might have second name. I'm just creating a kind of dummy data, as we normally call it, to understand the how these records are created. Third name, or you can call surname also in a couple of cultures. So this is, I'm creating a record for Ravindra Pandey, and then I might have an age here. Sorry, age normally as a number, years. So I might say is 51. CITY, city, state, sorry, zip, and so on and so forth. I can go on. Right now I'm in Mumbai, I'm in Maharashtra. I can give my zip code and so on and so forth. So try to consider this as a record. So this is a record of Ravindra. And as you can see, by default, Excel aligns the numbers to the right side for calculation and letters to the left side, or alphanumerics to the left side. So all right aligned numbers are actually the numbers which Excel have understand. But when I say something like 33A, SDF, if you can see, these alphanumeric things are normally get aligned with your left side as a characters, as a letters. So these are the few things which we're going to learn in terms of how we can utilize Excel, and we're going to do lots and lots of hands-on practices where we'll understand how Excel respond to us in terms of record, in terms of data set. Data set is this sheet. So I might have such a number of records, might be, I'll just copy this thing and I might change it to Shailesh, Seema, or any number. And so on and so forth, right? So here what I'm trying to do, I have created some record, I have automated you, the surname can be different, Smith, George, and so on and so forth. So this could be my data set, and this can be, I can rename my data set as a address book. Simple enough. Can everybody do these things? And then if you want to distinctly place the header row, I'll select that thing. I might add a background color. So if you hover your mouse on this bucket, splitting the color, it's called fill color. So color that background of cells to make them stand out. So I want to color my header row in any format I like, and then I might bold this thing. So this is bold. I might center this thing. So these are all kind of formatting tools I have with the Excel, within the Excel. So now, as you can see, my data set is looking formatted, looking good. Are you with me? Could you understand what I'm trying to do here?
Yes.
Yes.
So yes, please do try to create a data set on your own. It can be as simple as this address book, and then I can align it the way I want. By default, as I just told you, all these numbers are right aligned, all the alphanumerics are left aligned, but you can still change. I can center align this thing. This is left align, align left, align center, align right. Then you can do something like decrease the indent or increase the indent. These are specifically done towards left or right aligned thing. So if I want a space for all these row on the left hand side, I'll just indent this thing. Indent in the sense I am trying to give some space before it so that the data looks more aligned. Like here, the data looks quite clogged, right? So what I do, I select this row and I do a increase indent, or normally called as a right indent also. So this is how I did it. Now this is a data, this is a dummy data which I have created. Now let me open an Excel sheet for you to understand how a typical data look like. Okay, now let it come up. Yes, could you see data here in terms of full name, in terms of job title, department, business unit, gender, ethnicity, age, higher rate, annual salary, and so on and so forth. So here we have an employee data, as we normally call it. Are you with me? Could you understand? And there's an employee ID also as a first row. Now this is loop clock, so I'll just do these things. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to read the data from the Excel sheet and trying to understand how I can use this data, or what are the best use of this data. This is what the first step in analysis called observation, called understanding the data by just visualization. And we do this thing implicitly whenever we see a data, be it something like a road sign you are reading, which is a data our mind is compiling to fit the information into the whole gamut of our day-to-day activities, or to get or gather information, whatever I have like in a current scenario. Like on a road sign, you might see a sign, a slippery road ahead, so that in a rainy season, I might reduce my speed to bare minimum below 35 miles per hour, so that I will not go that hypertension or the water lifting of my vehicle, and my vehicle stays in a touch with the road, so that I can apply my brakes and everything. I can function smoothly. So like that, with just a single information called wet roads and the sign of a wave under your tire, and the vehicle going down slope kind of sign with that text gives you a clear idea, like, yes, the road might be dangerous ahead. Please try to reduce your speed. Take special care in rainy season. So like that, our mind interprets information or analyze information into more English-like sentences or inferences in a progressive manner. Are you with me? Have you done these things earlier, like wait road, or speed breaker ahead, or something like that, wherever you're driving? Could you recall these things? Hello. Could you understand what you mean by interpretation of information or observance and information transfer? Yes. So this is the main thing we do on day-to-day basis without knowing it. That's what the analysis is all about. So we look at the data, we try to understand what that data is for. If this name is like employee sample data, but when I look at it, it's an employee data which I'm talking about, starting with something like employee ID, starting with first name, or whatever, however that is format. And I can really reformat these data if I want, first name to be converted into the full name to be converted into first name, last name, first name, middle name, last name, and so on and so forth. Or even if I want the gender is basically as a column just after the name, and so on and so forth, I can just click here and I can move this what you can say column to left and right as per my need also. Okay, so this we're going to do these things in terms of actual Excel practice in our next session also. So right now, let me do one thing. Let's stop the technical discussion, and we'll try to understand from you how do you feel about a kind of feedback of we sharing the information with you, and you are actually trying to understand how the overall trainings and the course here for looks like. Because I believe we got a good idea in terms of what are we going to do in a gradual evolutionary way, and what are the things which might add value to these training sessions from the next sessions also. And I would like to understand from you about the feedback in terms of whatever few minutes we had in terms of discussions. And how do you feel about it? Is it good? Are there any suggestions from your side? What your expectation in terms of how we can do this in a best possible way? The overall hands-on experience is basically what I showcase you in terms of this Excel. We do change, like let's say applying a filter. To apply a filter to these things, click on data and click on an item called filter. If you click on data and if you click on filter, the Excel gives you some sort of a filter. So this is what the filter we are talking about. I can sort it to the A to Z. I can sort by color. I can do sort it Z to A or A to Z. Then I have all these different elements within this, and I might select just the one. So I'll just remove this checkbox called select all, and I'll just click on analyst and I'll say okay. So these are all analysts I'm talking about. And if I want to find out how many rows are there, I'll just select these rows, and then the down below I get a count of row. Count is 714 rows just for the analyst. So there are total these many employees. No, sorry. There are 51 records of analysts out of 101,000 records. Could you see on your screen on your left bottom? Hello?
No, sir.
No, sir.
You can't see. Oh, could you see the Excel sheet?
Yeah, we can see the Excel sheet, but it's stick.
There's ready 51 out of 1001 records found. You couldn't see this thing? Let me try to share again.
No.
We are seeing the file you have created, not the employee data.
Okay, let me try this way. Could you see M data there? Emp data?
No.
No.
You can just see the Excel sheet, right? Okay,
Yes.
let me try
Yes.
to share complete screen, and then that might be the scenario. Okay, that might solve the purpose. Now, could you see M data QUES sheet?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. And below that, there in a small size, we might find status. This is what we call status of a file. So it says ready, 51 out of 1000 record. This is a filler applied to this sheet. Could you see that?
Yes.
Yes. It might be a smaller. So if you're looking from a mobile phone or a smart device, it might look smaller to you. So please do use laptop or a desktop or a screen size at least a 10-inch plus if you're using tab or something like that, because then you can read these things. Otherwise, you might miss certain finer points. Yeah, I call it finer points because yes, we need to understand how Excel responds to us in terms of how Excel is guiding you on your data. So when you filter, I applied a filter. Could you see this change in symbol here? It's a low tip triangle, but this is a different thing. This is the filter. So what I did, I filtered the job title equals to analyst, and that's how I got these employee data filtered with the 51 records out of 1001 records. That's what I was trying to guide you. And these are very simple things. We just did a couple of clicks. This is the data given to me by my manager, by my sales manager, or whatever it may be, and I start analyzing the data. So this is how I do it. Now we're going to learn mostly in the next session what are the different steps you take in your analysis, and progressively we keep learning one by one. Does that make sense to you? Means are you with me on this?
Yes, sir.
Anything which is quite difficult or technical which you might need some explanation from me? Okay, let's do it bit systematically. What I would really like to have a kind of your feedback in terms of how this session was, in terms of understanding how can I help you more, how can I make sure you understand all the things which we have discussed. I'm going to share the recording as well, where we'll understand what is the data analysis, what is the data, how we basically shared our thought process in terms of learning, in terms of trying to understand how we can learn better. And I do keep asking these questions on quite a few sessions so that you might understand, like how we can improve together. How can I make sure you understand whatever I'm discussing here? Again, I call it discussions rather than training most of the time, because yes, let's take it as in discussions rather than me only speaking to you. Please do share your ideas of how we can improve this as well. Okay, let's go ahead in alphabetical order as well. Amrita ma'am, could you please go ahead about the feedback of this session and how we can do better day by day? Could you please? Amrita ma'am, could you hear me, madam? Am I audible?
Oh, hi, Ravindra. I'm speaking. I didn't unmute actually.
Because sometimes what happens, even Zoom creates some problem like loss of video.
No, I forgot
That's
to
why I
press
normally
that unmute.
that's why I normally keep my camera off, because if you start camera, it stains on the overall, the quality of audio as well, and the audio gets cracked down, the recording is not clear. That's why I normally try to put the camera off, but we might start the camera a couple of times with the next session or next session to understand how we can do this thing better in terms of interactive way, because I do these hand movements and all most of the time. That's how I am basically.
Yeah,
I'm a
Ravindra, actually, sorry. Yeah, actually, what I'm thinking is, learning is important, but if we do some like practical, if we work on like kind of some project based, what we are learning, so that not only like a theoretical class, theoretical plus practical, so that we can like speak or in interviews or anything, rather than for me, I don't know about others, for me remembering the stuff is very tough. I cannot memorize what is that, but I can explain, I can do, if I can do, I can Google it, I can do that, this, but I cannot memorize the syntaxes and everything. So what I'm feeling is we do like some kind of a small project works and all, like small tasks and all, so that we can explain and we can memorize easily what we are learning.
Sure. For that, I'm going to share this Excel sheet with you, and I'm going to give you a homework.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, thank you. Thank
Try
you,
to apply filter. Try to find out some inference from this Excel sheet. You can see that employee Excel sheet, which is a real Excel sheet I have downloaded from the one of the what you can say freely available data, and where I give you some homework in terms of how you can do certain things with this Excel sheet, find some sort of a inference out of this Excel sheet, right? And you can find these inferences from observance, from applying the filters, that as simple as a couple of steps only. So yes, you're going to have lots of homework and hands-on practice, and that's how you're going to remember. But my humble request is try to do it with pen and paper, or try to what you can say, put it in a notepad, or try to put it in a word file, take some notes. Yeah, that helps, because then you can refer to those notes. So whenever you want to let's say you want to understand how to apply filters, you might take you might have a look at these recording or the notes. Recording is basically difficult to find every time, but notes are quite handy. A piece of paper, pen and paper, you've taken your notes and something like that. So choose whatever fits your need, right? And then this way we can remember these things, because these are small things but really important, and these are going to help us in a long term. Okay, yes, we're going to do lots of hands-on practice, because that's how we're going to learn how to analyze, how to apply those 4, 5, 6 formal steps to this analysis process. Okay.
Yeah,
sure. Anything else, ma'am, I can help you with right now?
No, Ravindra, thank you.
Thanks a lot. Yes, Arvind sir, could you please go ahead?
Hi sir, no, I'm good sir today for today's session.
Thank you. Sure, no problem.
Thank you.
Thanks. Deepti ma'am.
I'm good for today, sir. The main point for me was the taking the notes, which you already said. So that's all. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Sandeep sir, could you please go ahead?
No, I'm okay. Everything's perfect.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Hitul ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yeah, today's session is pretty much clear for me, and I really like the way you teach us. So thank you.
Thanks a lot. Maithili ma'am.
Yeah, sir. Today's session was good, but I wanted to ask during the support process. Meanwhile, we are searching. While we are searching for the job, can we assist the team in like how they are supporting the employees, so that we can watch them, and for us also it's like live practice we can do.
Sure. So we'll set up a call with our older employees, and they might guide you. We'll have a couple of such sessions. Yes, that's a part of overall learning as well. But we'll have these sessions at the tail end of these discussions. Okay. So let's wait for, I think, 5, 6 such sessions. Might be second or third week we'll have that session. I'll let you know in advance.
Okay. And sir, you have shared some of the old recordings. Those are not opening. It's showing like the data is not available.
Data is
not available, or like it's not
this
showing.
seems to happen with Zoom sometimes. That's why we have released quite a good amount of YouTube videos. which don't go on missing, because Zoom, there was a challenge on some Zoom encryption or sizing or something like that in the last month. So we might have missed, a few sessions, 3 or 4 sessions to be specific, I believe. We are still working out with Zoom, but they are also finding it difficult to retrieve those sessions. But yes, we do release, good number of sessions on a YouTube as well. So if you go to our YouTube channel, subscribe and have a look at these data analysis track. I believe there are a good number of sessions. Let me pull that for you. So if I go to, YouTube, let me share these things with you. So I'll stop share. Could you see? Oh, sorry. I think I have shared my screen, so you might be able to. Could you see my YouTube page? Okay, Guruschools, and I'll say data analysis, and I'll press enter. So this is my data analysis. Now what you can say, older videos. So how many videos? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have, I believe, around 20, 21 videos here. I don't know how these got. Okay, they suggest the other ones also.
I think
So
there are
what is?
16.
Come again, ma'am.
There are 16 video on YouTube.
16. Okay. So yes, please have a look at it, and if you have any questions, do let me know. Otherwise, we're going to cover each and everything during these sessions. So please, don't feel left out or something. Again, each session is different, the way we interact with each other, and that's how we're going to learn this data analysis in a progressive way. Okay. Does that answer your question, ma'am?
I just want to add something here, that everyone should feel comfortable and feel free to ask their doubts. Even after the session, if you want, if you feel that you have something to get cleared up, or you need some, extra, I would say, explanation or any doubts, feel free to connect with us. And also you can ask in the next upcoming session. So we are there to help you and support you, just ensuring that you also give your 100%. So we all reach our final goal of getting you placed. So thank you so much.
Thanks a lot for that guidance, ma'am. So this is how we are interactive. We are with you. These are kind of disconnected media we have called recording, and we're going to give you recording from other trainers as well. But the most important part is to getting your doubt cleared to the last minute, to the last end of it, right? And that's why we have a kind of live session, as we normally called it, right? So please do ask questions, and yes, these are for reference material, and yes, it's available for you also. Does that answer your question, ma'am?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. If you have any suggestions how we can help you out better, please be vocal about it. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Rayan, sir.
Hey, I'm good with the today's session.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. Reja, ma'am. Sages, ma'am.
Hi. Today's session was good. You explained everything very clearly. So I have no questions.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Surya, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm good with today's session. I'm looking forward to others.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
So yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, it was pretty clear.
Thank you. Anybody I missed? Okay, no problem. And these things do happen due to these, login and all. I might miss speaking. Please be, vocal about it. And see, this is a tool. Zoom is a tool where we are trying to, understand certain difficult certain topics which we might want to get prepared for our, job gaining purpose. So please be vocal about vocal about any difficulty or challenge you face. It might be not visible to me or Prerna ma'am. So I want you to be vocal to, express it clearly, rather than keeping in your mind, how do I ask, what do I say? Please don't worry about that. We are all humans. We do make mistakes, and in the learning, if you don't make mistake, the learning is difficult for you. So please do make mistake and be, positive about it. Be funny about it. Believe me, and that's the way we can learn the best. This is our experiences. We are going to share our experiences, and you're going to learn from that. Okay, and that's the normal process we follow. Does anybody have any question at this moment, or could we close this session today? No problem. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your time. You have a good night, good weekend. Bye bye. Take
Good night.
care.
Thank you. Good
I'll
night.
share the
One question: when will be
I'll
the
share the
next?
YouTube recording in a few hours. Okay. Thank you. Good night. Bye bye. Take care.
Good night.
Good night.